What's up all you necroplastic dudes and dudettes, ToyShiz here, and I'm back yet again to give you guys another Retroshiz look back at the past, and today we're checking out the 2001 McFarlane Toys Spawn XX, or 20 as it were, the Violator III action figure, a fantastic figure, one that I definitely recommend for anybody's Spawn collection. If you know Violator, he's always been a fantastically designed character. Just, I love the eyes, the big tusks, and the big horn, and whatever else he's got on him. He's just a wild stealer of hearts, he is. And sure enough, yeah, he actually does come with a heart accessory. But that is just one of my favorite moments. You know, the beginning, rips Spawn's heart out, and just, yeah, that was a great beginning to the whole Spawn comic. But we're going to take a close look. But before we go any further, I kind of sort of hinted at a couple giveaways, maybe kind of sort of, this week. And sure enough, yeah, a couple of you, I mean, it wasn't too hard, but a couple of you were inquiring and saying, well, what's you going to do? Well, my friends over at WB Games, being that I guess there's a new Mortal Kombat 11 DLC with Spawn, you may have heard about it, had a fantastic trailer. So a couple giveaways this week will include the entire premium edition of the Mortal Kombat 11 video game, has all the DLC characters, it's got a couple extra skins, and it's just the whole shebang. So stay tuned on how you can kind of sort of enter and grab one of those codes coming soon. So I'll have plenty of Spawn videos this week, plenty of, you know, entertainment to behold with a crazy world we're living in right now. Let's have some fun. Let's kick back and let's win some really cool prizes. I love that trailer. You know, he's doing the fatality, rips Scorpion apart. Yeah, that was wild. Can't wait to play this game. Can't wait to play as Spawn. They nailed the character. I'm just so happy to see Spawn just back in action, baby. But, you know, that's not the only thing that's kind of coming out. There's a whole new Spawn action figure under the McFarlane Mortal Kombat line, and I thought, well, you know, we're doing games. This is kind of an action figure toy channel. Why not give away, you know, maybe some toys? So I talked with Mr. McFarlane, and he kind of agreed, yeah, that would be kind of a sweet giveaway to give away a Spawn action figure. So how does that sound? I'll have an opportunity to win a new Spawn figure. Not only that, it's going to come signed by Mr. McFarlane himself. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's very exciting. And again, thank you to McFarlane Toys for doing this. This is amazing. So we're going to have a lot of fun this week. Can't wait to give it away. But I thought, you know, what's one when you can possibly win two? So I'll have a contest on my YouTube and a contest on my Instagram. One to win a figure, one to win the DLC codes, so you can kind of go back and forth between all my social channels. So thank you again to Todd McFarlane for hosting that. That's fantastic. But we got an action figure to talk about here. Violator 3, like I said, a beautifully sculpted figure. One that's been on my shelf for quite some time, but god dang, they nailed it. Took about 3 tries. You know, every Violator kind of bumped its way up to giving us this guy. This is one of the cream of the crops, I will just say. He's just a beautiful figure. The sculpt on him, the detail, the paint, it's just Violator through and through. He's a very dangerous, very ferocious looking demon from hell, and they just capitalized on it. Love the bone protrusions, the spikes, all his little boils and skin and all that kind of stuff. It's all there. I love the haunches. I love his toenails. It's beautifully painted, and one of his accessories, actually the only accessory, is a human heart. And like I spoke about in the very first couple of issues of Spawn, well, Violator was going around ripping hearts out, and it's a very detailed, you know that's a heart, that's the shape of a heart. They nailed it well. It's got 2 holes on either side, and that's to kind of clip his fingernails into it, and he holds it sturdy, he holds it well, and it's just like straight from the actual comic book pages. It looks awesome. I love it. It's a great little accessory to give, if anything, to Violator. The eyes are painted gorgeous, his teeth, his jaw, like I said, it's like a snarling mess of just awfulness, but in the best of ways, right? And of course, many of you know, he is the clown in disguise, which we will take a look at that figure as well. But Violator himself has just always been one of those fantastically cool characters. You can't go wrong with this guy. But let's go ahead and look at the articulation on him. Now, of course, right off the bat, as we have discussed, this guy has a beautiful sculpt to him. He is just one of those figures that works just aesthetically, just in the pre-posed look. You don't need a lot of articulation out of him, but he does have some articulated properties. He will go up and down at the shoulders. There's no ball joint, which is unfortunate. It would have been great. And he'll also spin at the wrist. There goes his human heart. But yeah, it spins at the wrist, and he kind of sort of, if you see, it's a little bit of a joint right there, but this is a very flexible material, like a rubber piece right there. So it's not really meant to extend. At least it just doesn't seem like it's going to extend. And I would just say, just be careful on this side. It's always been like this. Nothing broken. It's just been kind of loose, but you do get some wild, crazy poses out of him. And a lot of times, like I said, it doesn't need too much articulation. He just looks fantastic on the shelf, but you can get some upward diaphragm sort of pivot. It'll kind of go forward, kind of go back. The legs will actually turn as well. Will rotate right there at his feet. So again, a very cool figure, but I think the main point of articulation, really the main one that you expect from Violator, his giant, massive underbite jaw will go up and down. It just really adds to just the look of Violator, you know, in the comics, just his overall, his eyes. The minimal articulation, I think, works for this guy. He's just a very cool Violator. Took 3 tries, but we got him. There have been a slew of different Violator figures, but one of my other favorites is, of course, the second Violator, and I think this one is a little bit more early Spawn comics. This Violator 3 is just like a little bit more into the whole series. You know, once you kind of got going, they kind of redesigned the figures just a bit, but I think Violator 3 really does take on that persona. And of course, here he is paired up with a bunch of other McFarlane figures, Jason Wynn, and of course a Hellspawn, and he looks good with a ton of figures. Now, he's not going to meld well with a lot, like let's say Angela from Marvel Legends. Yeah, I think he works well. Even the new Spawn figure from the Mortal Kombat line, he looks great. But older figures, maybe like the very beginning of the Spawn toy line, you know, it's a very detailed figure, so you kind of have to pick and choose which one goes with which. But I'd say in the later figures, in the Art of Spawn and everything else, I think this Violator 3 is one of the cream of the crops, and you're definitely going to want to add him to your collection. But I am curious to know what you guys think about this Violator 3. Did you have him? Do you need to get him now? Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Spawn. And make sure to tune into my YouTube channel this week. We're going to have a whole lot of Spawn giveaways, a lot of old Spawn toys to go over, and just have a very Spawn-tastic week. Because why not? There's enough craziness in the world, so let's just all have some fun. But I wish you all the best out there. Please stay safe, and I recommend staying home, chilling out, hanging out, helping those in your family, loved ones, and all that kind of stuff. And just shop from home if you absolutely need to get stuff. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, he's not the Vindicator, he's not the Victimizer, he's not the Vaporizer, and he's certainly not the Vibrator. No, he is the Violator. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.